Let's talk about the mind. It's a topic that has fascinated philosophers and scientists for centuries. What exactly is it? Where does it reside? And how does it shape our perception of reality? We're interested in exploring not just the physical brain with its intricate network of neurons and synapses, but also the subjective experience, the what it's like to be conscious, the thing that experiences the world. The feeling of warmth on your skin, the taste of your favorite food, the awe you feel when witnessing a breathtaking sunset. To explore this complex relationship between the physical and the experiential, we'll delve into a famous thought experiment, a powerful tool used by philosophers to probe the boundaries of our understanding. This thought experiment is called Mary's Room, conceived by the philosopher Frank Jackson. It's a deceptively simple scenario that raises profound questions about the nature of knowledge and consciousness. Imagine Mary, a brilliant and dedicated scientist. She's not just any scientist, she's the world's top neuroscientist, a leading expert specializing in the intricate mechanisms of color vision. Her research is groundbreaking, her understanding unparalleled. Now here's the crucial twist. Mary has lived her entire life in a black and white room. Her world, from the walls to the furniture to the clothes she wears, is only shades of gray. A world devoid of vibrant hues. Consequently, she's never actually seen color in the way we experience it. She's never witnessed the lush green of leaves, the deep blue of oceans, or the tempting red of ripe strawberries. These are just concepts to her, not sensory experiences. But, and this is key, Mary knows absolutely everything about color scientifically. She understands precisely how light waves interact with objects, how those interactions stimulate the retina in the eye, and how the brain processes those signals to create the perception of color. She possesses every conceivable physical fact about color. She has access to all the data, all the research, all the academic knowledge. She could describe in perfect detail the complex cascade of neural activity that occurs in your brain when you see a bright red tomato. Yet despite all her theoretical knowledge, she's never actually had the first-person, subjective experience of color herself. She's only ever seen the world in shades of gray. So, here's the big question that this thought experiment forces us to confront. Does Mary, with all her vast scientific knowledge about color, truly know everything there is to know about color? Or is something missing? Is understanding the science of color, the objective facts, the same as experiencing it, the subjective feeling of seeing red or blue? This is the heart of the Mary's Room thought experiment, the core question it seeks to illuminate. What happens when Mary finally steps outside her black and white grayscale world and encounters color for the very first time? Let's step through that door with her and find out. Mary's knowledge is truly total. She knows absolutely every single physical fact there is to know about color vision. She can predict with perfect accuracy exactly what happens in your brain when you see any color. She's completely mastered the science, and meticulously mapped every single neural process involved, and could even build a machine that perfectly replicates the experience of seeing color. But all of her extensive knowledge is strictly third-person, objective, and purely physical. She's carefully mapped the entire territory, but has never actually set foot in it herself. The day comes. Mary leaves her room and sees a red rose for the first time. She experiences redness, not just as a theory, but as a vivid, personal sensation. This is what philosophers call qualia, the raw, subjective feel of experience. Before, Mary knew all the facts about seeing red, but not what it was like. Now she's gained something new, the direct experience of color. Her scientific knowledge was correct, but incomplete. She's learned something that can't be captured by equations or diagrams. The experience itself is a revelation. This isn't about correcting her science, it's about discovering a new dimension of reality. Has Mary learned a new fact or just a new way of knowing? This is where the real philosophical debate begins. Frank Jackson's knowledge argument goes like this. Before leaving the room, Mary knows all physical facts about color. When she sees red, she learns something new, what it's like to see red. Therefore, there are facts about experience that aren't physical facts. This challenges materialism, the idea that everything is physical. Mary's new knowledge isn't just a new label, it's a new kind of understanding. It's the difference between reading about a place and actually visiting it. Science explains the how, but not the what it's like. If consciousness has properties science can't capture, maybe reality is more than just physical stuff. Mary's story forces us to rethink what it means to know and to experience. The simple act of seeing red becomes a profound philosophical puzzle. The knowledge argument targets materialism, the view that everything is physical. If materialism is true, Mary should know everything about color from inside her room. but our intuition says she learns something new when she sees red. This suggests there are non-physical facts, facts about conscious experience. If so, materialism is incomplete. Mary's room is a powerful challenge. Can physical science explain everything about the mind? The story forces materialists to confront the limits of their worldview. Is the mind just a machine, or is there something more? The debate is far from settled, but Mary's experience is hard to dismiss. Now, let's consider the counterarguments. Materialists, those who believe that everything is ultimately physical, have developed responses to the Mary's room thought experiment. They aim to show that Mary's experience, while seemingly novel, doesn't actually prove that consciousness transcends the physical realm. One prominent response is the ability hypothesis. This hypothesis suggests that Mary doesn't learn a new fact about the world when she sees red for the first time. Instead, she gains a new ability, a new skill, specifically, the ability to recognize and imagine red, to connect the concept of red with the actual sensation. It's like learning to ride a bike after reading about it in detail. You might know all the physics and mechanics, but the actual experience gives you a new skill. Another counterargument is the familiarity hypothesis. This suggests that Mary already knew all the physical facts about color and perception, but now, upon seeing red, she knows those same facts in a new way, firsthand, through direct experience. It's the same fact, just accessed from a new perspective, a different angle of understanding. However, critics of materialism argue that these responses ultimately miss the central point of the Mary's room argument. The shock of seeing red, the qualitative experience, isn't just about gaining a new skill or adopting a different viewpoint. It represents a genuinely new piece of knowledge, something fundamentally different from physical facts. The subjective quality of experience, the what-it's-likeness of seeing red, can't be adequately reduced to mere abilities or changes in perspective. It's something more fundamental. Materialists maintain that experience is ultimately just a product of brain states, complex neural activity, but opponents insist that it's something more than just physical processes, something irreducible. The debate continues with no clear resolution in sight. This is because both sides of the argument tap into deep-seated intuitions about the nature of mind, the limits of knowledge, and the essence of consciousness. Is subjective experience simply a byproduct of the brain's complex machinery, or does it represent a fundamental, irreducible feature of reality itself? Mary's room continues to keep this profound question alive and relevant in contemporary philosophy. Mary's room, as a thought experiment, doesn't definitively prove materialism false. It doesn't deliver a knockout blow to the idea that everything is fundamentally physical, but it powerfully highlights the enduring mystery of consciousness, forcing us to confront the subjective nature of experience. It throws into sharp relief the questions that science is still grappling with. It draws a distinct line, a conceptual boundary, between the objective world that science meticulously investigates and the intensely personal subjective world of individual experience, the realm of feelings, sensations, and qualia. This is what philosopher David Chalmers famously termed the hard problem of consciousness. Why does all that intricate brain activity, all those electrochemical signals feel like anything at all? Why isn't it just a dark, silent void? Are qualia real? Are these subjective experiences genuine features of reality? Or are they merely illusions, deceptive byproducts of our brain's complex processing? If they're undeniably real, if these subjective feels are fundamental, then science, with its focus on objective measurement, might never be able to fully explain them, to capture their essence. The story serves as a potent reminder that science, in its pursuit of knowledge, describes the world from an external third-person perspective, but experience, in all its richness and complexity, fundamentally happens on the inside, within the first-person perspective. Maybe the meticulously crafted map of science, however detailed, simply can't fully capture the vast and intricate territory of the mind. Mary's room brilliantly reframes the age-old mind-body problem in a vivid, thought-provoking, and ultimately unforgettable way. Does science, with its powerful tools and rigorous methods, tell the whole story of reality? Or is there perhaps far more to reality, more to existence, than we can currently measure, quantify, or even conceive of? Whether you ultimately identify as a materialist, believing that everything is physical or not, Mary's story undeniably deepens the profound puzzle of consciousness. It adds another layer of complexity to this enduring enigma. and it amplifies the sheer wonder, the almost magical quality, of something as simple yet profound as seeing red.